All right, folks. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in parts of the world. I'm delighted to get this webinar started on behalf of IFES, GEDC, and IUCE. This is Krishna Vidula from India. I hope all of you are having a good day. We have with us an exciting group of presenters from Boeing. Okay, we got Michael Ford, a good friend of mine, executive leader of corporate division and business unit development at Boeing. His team works to transform the business and develop workforces systematically as part of the fourth industrial revolution. We have with us Laurette Leahy, who is Boeing functional chief engineer responsible for flight engineering, which includes ensuring technical excellence in flight engineering disciplines across the enterprise through technical roadmaps, workforce strategy, and skill management teams, knowledge curation, and continuous improvement. Laurette Leahy is also leads the flight and vehicle technology team for Boeing Research and Technology, which is Boeing's centralized research and development unit. We also have with us Greg Ben, who is the Boeing functional chief engineer for safety and airworthiness engineering. In his role, he is responsible for the development of capabilities and technical excellence for certification, product safety, investigative, and safety data and analytics engineering. This includes development of technical strategy, enhanced capabilities such as model-based certification and safety, knowledge curation, lessons learned, feedback loops, people development, and skill continuous improvement. So we look forward to this really exciting webinar and discussion on how engineering deans can prepare students for the emerging fourth industrial revolution. So take it away, folks.
Great, thanks. I can kick it off. This is Michael. Thanks, Krishna, so much, and Hans for hosting us and inviting us. We're glad to be here. We've been with the Global Engineering Deans Council now for a few years, involved in quite a few different sessions. We see this webinar as a stepping stone to the international conference in South Africa in November. And the topic today, we've been working internally on engineering roles and the development of those roles. And one thing we've seen is that there are emerging specialties that could become either new degree programs or specializations for engineering schools, or even just skill areas that could be infused in the degree programs as they exist. And so as we looked at the way aerospace is changing, and with the fourth industrial revolution, everything in the cloud, technology continues to accelerate even in spite of the pandemic. And so we see emerging areas that are coming to the forefront that we really wanted to talk to you about, and then just get some of your discussions, some of your ideas out around those. And that's a precursor, as I mentioned, to a deeper workshop in the international conference in November. So with that, I think I'll turn it over to Laurette first, and then Greg, to talk about these emerging technologies in aerospace. And they'll share certain roles and areas and skills that they think are really critical for the future. So Laurette, do you want to take it away?
Certainly. And I'm not sure if I'm still sharing screens or not. Can folks see an opening screen?
Full screen mode. Full screen mode. Okay. You can see your screen, but needs to be on a slideshow mode.
Okay. Well, I'm just seeing videos here, so give me a second. Do you see a slide now in slideshow?
No, we just see a blank screen, right? Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. So, so I thought I'd start with this opening screen. So, from a Boeing company perspective, I think a lot of people don't quite realize that we're much more than commercial aircraft. And so we like to say we protect, connect, and explore our world and beyond. And that goes from submersibles, under the sea to outer space. So from a flight engineering standpoint, I'll just say anything that has to do with flight platforms certainly is something that flight engineers are involved with. What skills comprise flight engineering in a very broad sense, and I think that is really important to understand in a broad sense for this audience. But in this broad sense, it includes aerodynamics, aeroacoustics, aerothermo skills, It includes guidance, navigation, and control. And that could probably be its own seminar right there and on skills needed in that area. It includes propulsion and fuels. It includes configuration, synthesis, and multidisciplinary analysis and optimization is a methodology and tool set that supports a lot of that, and that requires its own skill set. Weight engineering, which may not sound very glorious, it's certainly not an accounting job. It's closer to what I would describe as a systems engineering job. And I'm pretty sure I'm shortchanging some of the flight engineering skills. Oh, external loads, very important, very closely related to aerodynamics. But when you look at across these skills, in some respects they're disparate, but in many there are really important intersections. And from a flight functional standpoint, we can't take a siloed look across these skills either. So we interface, and you'll hear more from Greg Ben around safety and airworthiness. And there's multiple disciplines involved in safety and airworthiness. So I won't. I'll let Greg outline more of that. But the reality is, and I'll talk a little bit about some challenges and changes in aerospace that also are impacting what we see as needs in the workforce. Let me just highlight a couple of things, and then I'll turn it over to Greg. Let me just go forward a little bit. So changes in aerospace. We've used this chart across Boeing and multiple external venues to highlight not just these changes from a workforce standpoint, but what drives our business imperatives, and whether it's technology, training, in some cases organizational evolution. And so certainly with the pandemic, focus on healthy travel has been primary importance, and it's not it was not a reaction to a single point in time. It's something that is going to be integrated in all of what we do, certainly in our business. And it drives technology investments. It drives, in many ways, a new approach to how we look at designing our products. This term digitization is covering a lot of topics, but the picture there includes our